You need people like Candace Owens, Officer Tatum. You need them to normalize and to make acceptable the use of certain talking points, certain racial talking points.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
If you knew what you were made of, then we would save the world.
Officer Tatum don't know when to call it quits. Yeah, that's my name for him, Officer Tatum. I've got a real unique dislike for raccoons, trash pandas, whatever you want to call them. I think they're like a bane to our community, and I'd love to just get rid of all of them, because essentially they are the vehicle by which white supremacy has accelerated so much in the social sphere. So it's been very cathartic for me to watch Aberrant Preach. I'm not a massive Aberrant Preach fan, to be totally honest with you, but it's been very cathartic for me to watch them dismantle some of these raccoons, particularly Officer Tatum, who basically said, well, I'll let you watch the video. I'll let you watch the video, and let's just jump in. I don't have to preface this one too much. Let's go.
Y'all cry on the internet, but you won't cry in front of your loved ones, and you think that's not mentally unwell. If you aren't aware, we did a video in which we talked about Officer Tatum. There was a viral video going around of him from a podcast 2 years ago where he said,
I would never cry in front of my wife.
Someone asked, what happens if your kid dies? He says, I would try not to cry in front of her. If I go to my father's funeral, I ain't crying, all this stuff. Sure enough, he found out Charlie Kirk passed and turned on his live stream and decided to drop some tears for everybody.
Look at the way he's crying as well. Look at the way, full snot. This guy's such a clown.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
The thing about these raccoons, yeah, they're such clowns. Because wasn't he moaning about not being invited? Like, I'm not in this world too much, but I'm sure the last couple events he wasn't invited to. Yeah, but he's not allowed to call it. He's not allowed to call it racism. Okay, it was something else. It's not. Then they know the thing of racism. You black people need to just get over themselves. So there's no this, and then Nick Fuentes makes a clown out of him. He's like, Officer Tatum's an idiot.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
And then he's like, you's racist, man. You's being racist. You's being racist. This guy's such a moron. They don't realize these guys who raccoon out for the, essentially for the opposite side, for a group of people who don't want to see anything else other than your demise, are always the most low IQ. This guy literally is an idiot. I never thought I'd be agreeing with Nick Fuentes, but this guy's an idiot.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
So people, splice those two together, and it was kind of funny to say you would never cry, but then you're on stream crying for the whole world, right? He didn't like that. He was quite upset that we was laughing at that.
But to take a video from 2 years ago to somehow leverage that to make fun of me for crying, tearing up when Charlie Kirk was murdered is insane to me.
That you're missing the point.
Take a video from 2 years ago. So what? If it was from 2 years ago, what difference does it make? Leverage that about me. No, it's very, very, very simple. You said you wouldn't cry for your own child if they died in front of your wife, and you cried in front of your camera for now millions of people to see because an acquaintance was killed. Not for your son in front of your wife, but in front of the world for an acquaintance. Like, this is the kind of stupid talking point that only these trash pandas operate in. No one else can operate in the levels of stupidity and self-delusion they operate in.
You're going to cry in front of the whole world. That's the thing that is laughable.
But for you to be so disgusting, and you see your friend get murdered on television, I could imagine what that does.
And this is the thing. they start to use these really emotive words and language as well. Stevie Knight does it as well. Oh, you disgusting, and you did. It's like, wait, whoa. Don't start bringing emotional language in now. Okay, don't start bringing morals and morality in now, because aren't you supposed to be Mr. Logic? Aren't you supposed to be, well, there's no such thing as racism, and black people need to stop being so emotional, and this, that, and now you want to use emotive language. It's this, what? Everything about your existence disgusts me. Reality, Officer Tatum. Everything about your existence disgusts me. It disgusts me that you turned around and said, Rosa Parks. You turned around and said, Rosa Parks is not a hero because she had a car.
When you think about Rosa Parks and what she did, and everybody thinks she's so heroic. And I used to appreciate what she did and others did until I started researching and finding out the truth. Do you know Rosa Parks and them had a car? Why did they stage that incident instead of it being a genuine incident where white people were discriminated against blacks? They staged it. It's almost as if they're doing the same thing today with Black Lives Matter.
Because people who have cars aren't allowed to use buses. So she must have just been getting on the bus to antagonize white people. Rosa Parks is a troublemaker. She just be getting on, she could have got a car. She just be getting the bus to rouse up the massa. The massa was minding her own business, and Rosa Parks, she's got on the bus, and she says that she wants better seat. What's wrong with her? Get to the back of the bus, Rosa. Sorry, my ways. This guy is a moron, man. Sorry.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
His kids, and to try to make fun of somebody for that is the lowest that you can go.
Weak men are viewed as unattractive.
Jesus saves on his show. Jesus saves. He's so proud of Jesus. I love Jesus. I love Jesus. I bees love Jesus. Me, Officer Potato. Me, Officer Potato. I be love Jesus. He's so dumb. And he thinks it's so masculine saying these things. I wouldn't cry for my wife, man. I gotta be like, the thing about these kind of like incel types is they think they have the formula for attracting the opposite sex. They really do. They think the words that they're saying, that people are. Let me tell you one thing, and this is, I'm gonna throw this out for free. So I'm gonna drop some game. Officer Potato, listen up, okay? If you ever watch this video, listen up. Officer Potato, Fresh and Fit, Stevie Knight, listen up. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna drop some game on you. The most unattractive thing a male can do to the opposite sex is disparage their own race. It's literally the most unattractive thing you can do. And you guys don't understand that. It's the biggest sign of insecurity to a female for you to disparage your own race, disparage where you come from. The moment a woman sees that behavior on a subconscious level or on an unconscious level, she is aware that you are unable to protect her. Because if you're unable to protect your own mother, you're unable to protect your own sisters, how are you going to be able to protect her? You think it's attractive, you rejecting some of you guys out there, I would never date a black woman. In the UK, loads of guys say, I don't like black girls, you know. You know what? I'm not really feeling black girls. I've never dated a black girl, you know. I don't date black women. And they think it's a flex. Nah, dude, it's not a flex. It makes you look so stupid. And women find it very unattractive. It's very unattractive. It's because kind of like, well, why would you not date your own race? Like, you should be bigging up your culture. That's what people find attractive, when you're proud of where you come from, when you're proud of your culture. Okay, if anything, they want to be the one that's kind of like pulled you out of your preference. They don't want to know that there is some fetish preference that you have. Oh, I like white women. I like women with blonde hair. Blonde hair is like, it's the nicest, isn't it? Like, I just like to run my fingers through the blonde hair. Do you think they find that attractive? Nah, you're just expressing a fetish. And it's the same the other way around when women are like, oh, you know, I only date black guys and you're not black. It's kind of like, you're all freaking weird. If you only date black guys, what is that? Am I Django or something? You want to just, what the hell is going on here? Nah, you have to have pride in your culture. I'm dropping some game on you here because listen, your whole red pill field is dead. It doesn't work. Start to actually worship the black woman. Yeah, I promise you will have more luck with women on the whole if you actually appreciate and worship where you come from. If you're actually like, yeah, my culture is the shit, they will see it. They will see a secure man. They will see a man who's on bits. They'll see a man who is able to protect them. That's one of the things that actually historically made black men so attractive, is that they were viewed as being the best protectors. This is something that happens once again on a subconscious level. This is why all around the world, women around the world fetishize black men, because they realize that the black racial group was the most oppressed group. They realized that they were the most in danger group. And yet there were these men who did a very good job at protecting themselves, protecting the community, and protecting their women. And it's kind of like, wow, he must be a very masculine man if he has the ability to protect me on all of these different fronts. You guys out there like, I don't date black women though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really feel black with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, my mom's black, but I don't, and my sisters are black. My daughters would be half black, but I don't like black women. I only like white women. You sound like a moron. I'm just saying. Just trying to drop some game on you here, because you guys, you think you know what masculine is. You think you know what attractive is. You come up with all of these stuff and you don't even get the first thing about women, which is why you're all single. Living in your mom's basement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just saying.
Can make the argument that crying can be viewed as a weakness.
Listen to what he said. That crying could be. That's what he said. That crying could be a weakness.
Yeah, but that's not what you said. What are you talking about? This guy, listen to what he said. He said it. He said that crying could be weakness.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
That's what he said.
Yeah. What? So
you know,
you said you never ever you went outcast on us ever.
just watch how cowardly he's gonna be. He just doesn't want to own what he's.
You say you had men cry in front of you. That's why you're not with him.
Sometimes I look up videos of like army dads coming.
So you heard that? He said to the woman, "Oh, you saw a man cry in front of you. That's not why you're not with them." Implying that, you know, something is wrong with men crying, and that's why a woman wouldn't want to be with them. Keep watching.
Because women judge men very harshly on that. I would never cry in front of my wife.
You see him say "could" there.
Women judge men very. What else you gonna tell us about women, Officer Tatum? What else? He's sitting there telling women what they do. You know, women judge men very, very, very harshly. That's why you're not going out with them. Jesus told me. Jesus told me. Don't you cry in front of your woman. Don't you cry in front of your woman. Officer Potato, you got to be strong. And you got to be hard in the black community. You got to be hard on them. But you got to be soft. But also not too soft, because you don't want to be crying in front of those white women. I also know why women will ever see a tear cross my eye. You can kill my son. I'm not going to cry. No, not in front of my precious white girl. It's funny, he actually has the same voice as I think Latrell from White Chicks. Is that his name, Latrell? the guy.
Man, it may be summertime in the Hamptons, but it is snowing up in here. Tony, hand me my boots because I'm about to go skiing. Let's go.
He's got the same voice as him. That's why I keep thinking, because that's who he reminds me of. That's who he reminds me of. He's so dumb. Sorry, let me go.
He would say he would never, and he says women judge men for that.
But I admired the guy that said the reasons why he wouldn't cry, because he needs to be strong for his father. And every man, in my personal opinion, would want to.
Does this guy not remind you of Latrell? Come on, does he not remind you of Latrell from White Chicks? Like, and the worst thing is Latrell was a caricature, but he could exist in today's MAGA. He could exist as Officer Tatum's like sidekick. They could have a show together, fully in character, and it would not be bizarre at all. They have exactly the same outlook. It's so weird. We live in a world like when White Chicks was made, people like that didn't exist. Yeah, that was like a massive caricature on a really kind of like fringe black stereotype. And now we have Officer Tatum.
Have that perspective. I will try not to cry in front of anybody. There's compulsion for me to cry at times, and I will not do it in front of people. I saw my father cry one time, and it was at his father's funeral.
So you think it...
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
If a man shows his emotion makes him a less man?
No, I just think men shouldn't do it. I know when emotions happen to me, and I refrain from exposing that emotion in front of people. You say you had men cry in front of you?
Oh, so you don't know what yet. Oh, but that's wifey right there.
They're literally laughing at him because he's trying to tell them, you know, women don't like this, okay? Because I'm a man's man. I'm stoic, and I love Jesus, and this is what women's be likes. I'm telling you what women's be likes. You's not gonna tell me what women's be likes.
That's why you're not with
Sometimes I look up videos of like army dads.
We need to just be straight. The problem with a lot of these characters, like Tatum, is that they live in absolutism because they're like doing this like alpha male, very strong man, like super traditional fucking cosplay. And it's just not real. It's not in real life. Guess what, guys? Soldiers on deployment, they cry. They might not cry when bullets are flying overhead, but when they get back to the barracks and they deal with the day's stress, maybe not that moment, but the day after or the week after, some of them break down, cry.
Exactly what he just said there. I like that point there. It's this hyper masculine charade, this attempt to sell this version of masculinity. No, I'm a reals man. Okay, I don't do this. That's like everything with them is so binary. They have no nuance. They have no appreciation for, you know, different situations. And that's exactly what he's doing, even in this situation, right? They criticized him and laughed at the fact you cried on TV. You might as well say on TV, I know it's on the internet, but you cried online for the death of an acquaintance, and you said that you would not cry for the death of your own child in front of your wife. That's literally what you said. He comes back with his binary attack. He doesn't go away and say, yeah, fair enough. I said that. And I was being a bit extreme. I was being hyperbolic when I was with the women or this, that. And he comes back and he goes, I didn't say that. As 2 years ago, because everything's binary in his mind. He can't accept any fault. He can't, like, it all has to be binary. So he understands they've highlighted a contradiction in what he says and what he does. And rather than accept that there was some nuance and some contradictory behavior there, he's got to turn around, and now the only thing he can do is deny or change the narrative of what he was saying, which is what he's trying to do now, because everything's binary. Everything's binary in that simplistic Officer Tatum mind of his.
That's not real. And that's why people are laughing at you. It's because you're trying to uphold this image of men that's not real. Men are human. We deal with stressful situations the way that you were dealing with Charlie Kirk. And sometimes we break down and we can't control it the way you're pretending you can. We're laughing because there's hubris in thinking you're going to control grief. You're going to control all your emotions whenever you want. That's how you were talking. We're laughing at you because you said you would never do this in front of the one person who should be able to see you at your most vulnerable. That's what's absurd. Y'all cry on the internet, but you won't cry in front of your loved ones, and you think that's not mentally unwell. I don't even care. And personally, I know Preacher's not like this. Preach says, I don't want to see you cry online, whatever. He doesn't like that shit. I personally don't care. I just think this standard of like, I won't cry in front of the people who've known me my whole life, but I'll cry for strangers. My wife will be destabilized because she sees me. Do you not understand that women are not retarded creatures? That women can also be tough during stressful times? That women can sometimes be your rock?
This is the thing as well. Really good point here. This entire kind of like red pill movement always frames women as though they have no autonomy, as though everything that a woman does is a reaction to something that a man does. Like women are just kind of like responsive AI, okay, who respond to the behavior of a man. No woman has their own morals. A woman is a because, you know, because her man's done this or because her dad done this. And if you act like this, then she's got to act like this. And if you do this, and she's got like, you guys don't go like these women are nuanced and autonomous and are living beings like you. Okay, they don't need you calculating every single aspect of your behavior. Okay, because essentially that's what you guys do in the attempt to fool women into sleeping with you. Okay, you're running all of these different calculations, and if I do this and do that, okay, I'm in this situation now, can't be crying, so won't cry. She won't see me crying, but what I'll do is I'll show masculinity here. Let me get the check. Let me do that. Like, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. I'll tell her, I'll compliment her hair. I'll tell her I don't like black people. Say black people need to be accountable. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. That's why you end up looking like a clown. Nothing about it comes genuine, and you end up being the person you are right now.
So to pretend like people just want to laugh at you because you cry, that's you just being a victim. You enjoy that because it's the one road you can win down. You didn't.
Victim mentality as well. It's big. The people who claim others are the victims are the ones who claim victim mentality more than any other group. Okay. At the top of the victim mentality Olympics is white males complaining about everything. And by the way, I'm generalizing because it's not all white males, but it's kind of like the vocal white supremacist white males. They are at the top complaining about every single aspect of life. They are complaining that they have to compete in jobs. They're complaining that they are not 100% of the representation in the media. They are complaining that they can't get resources easily from a certain nation. They are complaining that prices go up. They are complaining that black people exist. They are complaining that Asian people exist. They are complaining that Mexican people exist. They are complaining that they didn't get into the university they wanted to get into, and it's because they have to compete. They just complain, constantly complain. They are literally perpetual victims who have no hurdles in front of them. They complain more than anyone and they have no hurdles. And the thing about it is when you have no hurdles and you're still a failure, then you have to complain. Do you understand that? When you have no hurdles and you're still a failure, then complaining is all you can do, because you need to blame somebody. Because the other thing is to then look internally and say, oh my God, I have no hurdles and I am still a failure. What the hell? I need to sort my life out. And God knows these incels and these white supremacists do not want to have any moment of introspection. So they're going to blame other groups. They are the number one victim group on the planet. Number two is the red pill group. Okay? Incels who want to blame the world for the fact that they can't attract women. It's everyone else's fault that you can't attract women. It's women's fault. It's because women are they're disgusting women. Oh, look at them. Oh, they're all this, they're all that. It's like, dude, it's you, man. It's you. It's not women. It's you. Okay, it's not black people. It's you. Victim mentality. These guys are unbelievable. All they want to do is play the victim. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. It's that. Nah, get a life, man.
These motherfuckers, they all love to do this victim shit whenever they get criticized.
What if your kid died?
That's a different thing. I mean, I would try not to cry in front of my wife.
All right,
if my kid.
I have never, and my wife has never seen me cry. I've never cried in front of my wife.
And he still thinks that's a flex. My wife never seen me cry. Okay, let me make that clear. Well, she has seen you cry, because everyone's seen you cry, you big blubbering ape.
did you know? I love this song.
Because you started crying for Charlie Kirk on camera. So not only has your wife seen you cry, I've seen you cry, they've seen you cry, and everyone else has seen you cry. Do you think it's some kind of a flex that you haven't cried one-to-one in front of your wife? Or is she thinking, I'm married to a big flipping weirdo, emotionally detached, emotionally devoid weirdo, didn't cry the other day when, I don't know, when my dad died, or, you know, didn't cry when I told him my best friend died, but he went on the camera and he cried because Charlie Kirk died? What a weirdo. That's probably what your wife's thinking. Yeah? That's probably what your wife's thinking. You friggin' idiot. He's an idiot.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
You think that the whole internet saw you, dude? The person that is the most close to you is not gonna see it, but you can expose yourself like an up-and-coming model to everybody else.
My guy, you're just not conservative enough. You're not conservative enough because conservative women don't have internet. What's that talking about?
I heard a guy say this, is that when my father passes away, which everybody's parent is going to pass away, I'm not going to cry at his funeral.
So as you listen to it, I said I saw a clip of a guy say that I'm not going to cry at my dad. I didn't say I wasn't going to cry at my dad.
Why did you mention that? Did you think that was a flex? Well, I heard a guy say that he's not going to cry at his dad's funeral. Well, that guy's excuse my French, a fucking idiot. Like you are. What the hell? Why would you even mention it? Like he really thinks in his mind, this is the thing about these guys, yeah, so deluded, yeah, opposite Tatum, Latrell, yeah. In his mind, he's thinking as he's saying that, this sounds so sexy. This must sound so sexy to them.
Oh no, my brother. You got to get your own.
I would never cry. My own dad could die. You could take my mama. You could take my kids. I would never cry. You wouldn't see a tear drop from my eye. Like, dude, that's not a flex. It's not a flex. It doesn't make you sound cool. It makes you sound like a bad, like, oh my God, this guy's an idiot.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
He's an idiot.
My dad's funeral. I said the guy that I admired had said this. I didn't say I wouldn't cry at my dad's funeral. I just said I'm not going to do it in front of my wife. I go cry on my own. I didn't say I wouldn't cry at my dad's funeral. I just said I'm not going to do it in front of my wife.
What if your wife's there? What, are you going to run and hide in a corner to cry at your dad's? I don't know, bro. Y'all try to make sense of this for me. I don't really understand it, but let's keep watching.
But when stuff hit the road, I need to be strong for my wife. That's all I said.
I needs to be strongs for Mrs. She took a real chance marrying me. Yeah, so I needs to be strong for her. I needs to be strongs for her.
But you don't get your lick back.
This is a sickness.
4 million people saw
For
you.
me,
Pause.
you suffer. I think you suffer in silence. That's what I think.
Hey man, this is the loudest silence ever.
I can't even say anything because I've had to move my mic and adjust the things because I was playing back my videos and I was like, damn, it's picking up a lot of like what's it, ASMR, what we call nasal activity, man. I'm always saying like, I'm like, it jars me. So I'm still kind of working on my mic setting. So I'm actually kind of empathetic of Officer Tatum here. But it's like he did that by choice. He wanted to give people the full experience of his tears. He's like, Charlie, I love you, Kirk. I love you, Charlie.
Now, I have cried multiple times because of Charlie's death.
I need to admit in that, like, because I've cried multiple times because of Master's death. Since Master died, I've not been the same. Sometimes I'm going in the shop and home, and I just break down. And my wife has to come and carry me inside. Like this. I bet you he's never cried for any black person in his life or his family that's died. This is the kind of like the levels. Like, I guess the one good thing about watching this back is realizing that Officer Tatum, I don't think he's fake. I literally just think he's mentally unwell. Like, he's literally walking, talking. I mean, I said Latrell earlier, but I think even Latrell was more down than him. He's a walking, talking Uncle Ruckus. I think he literally worships and wishes to God. And I've said this conscious what I've said before, because I've said that, like, I've never come across a black person who wishes they were white. I take it back with him. This guy wakes up every day in his black skin. He's like, no, God, no. It's still dark. It's still dark.
I start each day by thanking the white man for the sunrise, for the land I walk on, for the air I breathe. I also apologize for niggas, but Lord knows they ain't gonna apologize for themselves.
Only reason I could have turned the feed off, been like, I'm gonna turn the feed off. The only reason I didn't is because I wanted people to understand the raw emotion of what happened with Charlie, and that they weren't alone in that particular situation. That for what people were feeling when Charlie died, they weren't alone. And
I knew people were sad, and I knew, like, right when they all found out, like I found out, they needed to see me tear up. Don't make it this convoluted thing. Don't try to treat yourself like a hero. You were human. You found out some bad news. You cried. Now you're trying to rewrite history and be like, I knew that everyone needed to see me cry.
But it's the contradiction as well. So it's kind of like, well, I knew that people need to see the raw emotions that I had for Massa. They need to see the raw emotions, because a lot of these field Negroes, they don't know what it's like to be in the house with Massa. Me and Massa was close, but you had already said before that you need to be strong. Yeah? Didn't you need to be strong for all of those people, all the people on your channel? They need to see you stoic. I wouldn't cry in front of my wife if our own child died, because she needs a strong man. Did the 4 million people that were on your stream, didn't they need you to be strong for them then? And to hold back your tears? See, Charlie needs us to be strong. No, you broke down and you started crying. You clearly couldn't control it because Massa is that important for you. I mean, it's just...
and the raw emotion of what happened with Charlie, and that they weren't alone in that.
If you lose your dad or your kid, you don't think your wife wants to know that too? So you want to give that emotion to strangers. You want to make sure that they know that they're not alone, that they're suffering. You understand it.
Thank you.
But your wife, who's lost the same child you just lost, you won't cry in front of her. Make that make sense, guys. He wants to comfort strangers.
But to try to make a joke out of this and to try to act like it's crazy, man. Because one day, one of these guys are going to lose somebody that they care about, and people are going to make fun of them. And to me, it's really nothing to make fun of, because I don't really kill them. If I want to do it, I can do it if I want to. And if I said that and I do something different later because I changed my mind, that's on me.
But you did.
And just to be clear, no one's going to make fun of them if this happens to them. Officer Tatum, no one's going to make fun of them because they haven't gone on camera and said, if my own child die, my wife going to never see me cry. Yeah, you said that. Yeah, no one else said that. You said that. That's what you said, because you're an idiot. Okay? They never said that. I'm not saying that. No one else is saying that. So if something happened to them where they lost someone who wasn't a white supremacist, yeah, by the way, to be very, very clear, I'm sure everyone will be very empathetic towards them, and everyone will be very sympathetic towards them and understand this is a really sad situation. If they started crying on camera, I don't think anyone would laugh at them. Maybe you would, but no one else would. Okay? People are laughing at you because of the walking contradiction you are, and the fact that you could only find tears for a white supremacist. That, I mean, whatever, man.
You didn't change your mind. You said you still believe what you believed 2 years ago. So why you bring that up?
They're taking a clip from something I said 2 years ago, and which is not 2 years ago. I believe the same thing today, but my wife has never.
You guys, I'll tell y'all, these people will just rewrite narratives. They'll rewrite reality. They don't care, and they'll just start rolling with the lie and try to have you argue with their lies. What he said is just made up. Nobody laughing at you because you're mourning something. You'll have to do that because
a person can say, "Oh, she watched your live stream and saw you." Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But I have never cried in front of my wife, and I'm not saying that people won't. It's just saying, what is the compartmentalization of being strong in times of crisis? When Charlie died, that was a small, 15-second experience, but we prayed during the show. I wiped my tears away during the show. I kept broadcasting. And I think,
good boy.
It's nothing, it's nothing wrong with what happened. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's disrespectful to Charlie and his legacy. That y'all think it's funny if some.
Is it disrespectful to Charlie? Good. Disrespecting Charlie's legacy is actually one of my favorite pastimes. I'm going to do several videos disrespecting Charlie's legacy because his legacy is worth disrespecting to me. To me, as one of the groups that actually have been negatively affected, and Black Americans, by the way, have been directly negatively affected by the things that Charlie Kirk said, which resulted in legislations, which has resulted in increased oppression against Black communities, the loss of jobs, the loss of income, these are all things that have been propagated and spread by the Gestapo. These are all things that he raised and campaigns that he's pushed against the Black community. Disrespecting his legacy, yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, I ain't like some of you guys out there, I'm down with that, man. The dude's legacy is worth disrespect. I'm not going to respect him because he died. I didn't do it. He was killed by his own legacy. He was killed by his own words. He was killed by the very sect that he sought to empower. What he sought to do is create a world where white men have no accountability, where they're not answerable to anyone, where they can essentially not have to compete, and they feel very entitled. And guess what he was killed by? An entitled white male. It's not ironic. It's called karma. It came back around to bite him in the ass. So yeah, disrespecting Charlie's legacy. I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that. I'm here for it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
100%. It hit different, bro, when Charlie died.
Why Charlie Kirk is my white daddy?
Okay, that's disrespectful. Yeah, that was unnecessary. Let me play it back.
Why Charlie Kirk is my white daddy? Why you gotta be a white daddy? Kirk my daddy. Kirk my daddy. My favorite color is
you cowards that just want content to be made. I would never understand y'all.
He said cowards who just want content to be made. I will never understand you. He literally says the most openly inflammatory things against the Black community to keep his community thriving. That's literally what he does for a pastime. And then he's going to turn around and say, I'll never understand. I'll never understand you. Why don't you just fall in line like the rest of the Blacks? Why are you out here criticizing me? Why is you criticizing me? I haven't done nothing but disparage the Black community. I haven't done nothing but hate the Black community. Why can't you let me hate them in peace, man? Why'd you gotta come here criticizing me for the things that I do? Why, man? He's an idiot.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
You guys take something that happened 2 months ago, referring to a video 2 years before that, to make content. Y'all suckers, man. And I no longer support I've been preached. It's fair game.
He no longer supports them. I'm sure they're really broken up by this.
Something from 2 years ago that you still think today about a situation that happened not long ago. That's what we did.
Yeah, it is what it is. I never liked Officer Talman. I know he's getting his checks from Israel and AIPAC, to sell out his own country. So, good for him. But yeah, dude has always struck me as a bit of a dummy. And this is just.
Well, you just proved it right there.
He's not a dummy. He's an idiot.
Brandon Tatum is an idiot.
If you knew what you were made of, then